But what you saying, Jimmy? Me taking a hot minute, you know.
What's going on today, John? It's been a hot minute for real. You want to know something? My mother told me that I can't come out my house for the COVID-19. I know we ain't safe out there for a little bit, but still I just have some fun though.
Well, my side can't leave the house unless I'm vaccinated.
But you won't scared of the vaccine?
Nah, sis. The vaccine's safe.
VI people, you must stay at work. COVID-19 is not a joke. It's much more than good hygiene. Give your children the vaccine. Education is the golden rule. Children need in-person school. They miss music, dancing and sports. Vaccination is better, not worse.
I want a COVID vaccine. Give me the COVID vaccine. It's safe, mommy. The vaccine safe, safe, safe. I want to see my friends and family. Playing with them makes me happy. It's safe, mommy. The vaccine safe, safe, safe.
Children can become infected, get sick, and spread COVID-19 to others. Widespread vaccination is a critical tool to help stop the pandemic. People who are fully vaccinated can resume activities that they did prior to the pandemic. The MCH division encourages you to get your children ages 12 years and older vaccinated.
I want a COVID vaccine. Give me the COVID vaccine. It's safe, mommy. The vaccine safe, safe, safe.
Brought to you by the Virgin Islands Department of Health MCH program.
Good day. Welcome to the Government House Weekly Press Briefing and COVID-19 update for the week of December 6, 2021. For the benefit of the radio listening audience, I am Government House Communications Director Richard Mota. Joining me this afternoon to share the latest COVID-19 data and information on where Virgin Islands residents can get a free COVID-19 test and vaccine this week is Health Commissioner Justa Encarnacion. But before we go to the Commissioner this afternoon, I would like to share an update on the incident in Havenside this weekend. Thankfully, we can report this afternoon that the two individuals injured in that brazen robbery attempt and assault at Glitters in Havenside on Saturday morning are recovering. We certainly pray for their speedy recovery and ask that you join us in praying for them and their loved ones as well. We have the Virgin Islands Police Department's Chief of Police for the St. Thomas St. John District, Mr. Barrington Thomas Sr., here to expound a little more on the investigation. But just as a quick update, there are two persons of interest in custody, and the VIPD is currently pursuing additional suspects in connection to this incident. So again, on behalf of Governor Bryan, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to the community for their coming forward with information and their support of the Virgin Islands Police Department's investigating this matter. And we ask for the continued support from the community in assisting the Virgin Islands Police Department in apprehending the remaining suspects and those responsible for other crimes committed in the territory. Governor Bryan in a statement said, "We never have and won't ever tolerate this type of criminality in our community. Our community is too small for these heinous and reckless acts of violence. And and I quote, "The perpetrators of these crimes can rest assured that they will be sought and brought to justice." The governor thanked the Virgin Islands Police Department for their response and asked anyone in the community with information to please come forward and assist the Virgin Islands Police Department in its investigation. You can, of course, do so anonymously by calling Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. Again, that number is 1-800-222-8477. I'll turn over the briefing for more details on that incident this weekend to Chief Thomas. Chief Thomas, go ahead, sir.
Individual, heavily armed and masked, attacked Glitter's jewelry store. During that robbery, they injured 2 individuals, the guard and an individual who was simply doing Christmas shopping for a family or loved one. These individuals received 1 gunshot wound each. They are currently in the hospital in stable condition. As the information came in that this jewelry store was in fact robbed and individuals were injured, I immediately activated our special response team. These individuals went out into the community seeking these perpetrators of this violent act. Somewhere around 3 p.m., members of this team made contact with a vehicle with 3 operators, with the driver not wearing a seatbelt. The SRT members attempted to stop the vehicle. However, the occupant exited the vehicle with bags of gun in hand. The officers asked them to stop and freeze. The individual attempted to retrieve the firearm from the bag. The officer was forced to discharge a shot to gain compliance. The individual stopped and freeze. However, one of the individuals did in fact escape. 2 of the individuals are currently in custody. 2 firearms was also recovered. These individuals go by the name of Kevin Bartlett of PMP, Building B. The other suspect, Shama Coward of Water Bay Condominiums. We are still trying to connect the dots to find out if these individuals are actually tied into the Havenside robbery. We cannot tolerate these kind of behaviors within our shores. These individuals are violent, and we need to have them apprehended as soon as possible. Earlier today, I released a video clipping of the incident that occurred at the Havenside store. I am asking for the public help to determine if anyone can identify these individuals. Yes, they are masked, but you and I know that we have friends that we can identify them by the stature or simply by the silhouette, regardless of what they are wearing and regardless if they are masked. We are asking the community to look at this video and see if you recognize anyone or think that you recognize an individual, to please call the hotline at 1-800-TIP or simply by calling 774-2211, the Investigation Bureau. Upon hearing this, several things had to be put in place from VAPD. We increased to ensure the safety of our residents and tourists alike. We have increased patrol in the downtown area, Crown Bay, Havenside, Red Hook, and Cookie Point Beach. We have to protect our economy. These type of acts destroy our economy. Our job is to bring closure to this incident and any other incident that might occur or any other incident that have occurred. We are asking, please assist VAPD in bringing closure to this particular incident and any other that you might have information on. VAPDs also have other mechanisms in place to keep this community safe. We have deployed portable cameras in the area of Havenside and also in the area of Red Hook to keep you safe. We are trying our best. We also have cameras throughout the islands to pick up on activities, criminal activities. We are not there to watch normal behavior. These cameras are there to aid us when criminals misbehave and use our street to run around, so we can track them and bring these cases to closure. So I'm asking, please, render us your help.
Thank you for that, Chief Thomas, and certainly we here at Government House echo those sentiments. We definitely want to safeguard we want to ensure the safety of our residents and guests, and of course our economy. And so those numbers again, for anybody in the public with any information that could help the Virgin Islands Police Department apprehend the remaining suspects, we ask that you call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. That again is 1-800-222-8477, or you can call the Virgin Islands Police Department tip line at area code 340-774-2210. I'm sorry, that number again for the Virgin Islands Police Department is 340-774-2211. I will now turn over this afternoon's briefing to Commissioner Encarnacion for the latest information on our COVID response. Commissioner Encarnacion.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much, Director Mota. As of December 6, 2021, a total of 228,771 tests have been conducted in the territory. Of those tests, 7,549 individuals have tested positive. The 7-day positivity rate is now 0.81%, which is down from last week's 1.43%. Our positive cases continue to trickle in within both districts, with a higher count on St. Croix. There are currently 37 active cases in the territory, 28 on St. Croix, 8 on St. Thomas, and 1 on St. John. 7,425 of those cases have recovered, and unfortunately, there have been 87 fatalities. Our reminders continue. Please, to ensure that you call the epidemiology hotline to schedule an appointment for a COVID-19 test if you are sick or have been exposed to someone with COVID-19. The hotline is open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. at 340-712-6299 or 340-776-1519, or you can also schedule an appointment online by logging on to covid19usvi.com/testing. From our hospitals, the Governor Wang F. Louis Hospital and Medical Center reported 2 COVID-19 admissions. The Schneider Regional Medical Center reported 0 COVID-19 admissions. We started our conversation surrounding the Omicron variant last week. So far, Omicron has not been identified in the USVI. However, Omicron has been detected in at least 16 states within the United States. The Virgin Islands Department of Health will continue to send samples to Yale University for sequencing in an effort to detect Omicron or any other new variants. The new variant has been described as highly contagious. According to CDC, it would likely spread more easily than the original SARS-CoV-2 virus. Currently, however, Omicron spreads compared to Delta remain unknown. CDC expects that anyone with Omicron infection can spread the virus to others even if they are vaccinated or don't have symptoms. Yes, the COVID-19 vaccines remain the best tool we have to fight the pandemic. For those of you who did make the decision or the choice to be vaccinated, the booster shots are now available to all adults. Please do so. Please go out and get your vaccine. Please take advantage of this opportunity, as we know it is only a matter of time that the vaccine, or the Omicron, will be here within the territory. It's spreading pretty quickly within the United States. The vaccines are expected to protect against severe illnesses, hospitalizations, and death. Due to breakthrough infections, it can occur in people who are fully vaccinated. Go back to say, it does inhibit serious illness, hospitalization, intubation, and death. It is important to practice other preventative measures as well, like hand washing, mask wearing, avoid mass gathering, and social distancing. Now it comes to the holiday season. With the possibility of Omicron circulating in the Virgin Islands, we have to be, and our public's interest comes first, and that public is you. The Virgin Islands Department of Health Division of Environmental Health reminds the public and businesses that approval is required to hold special events outside of what is allowed through the executive orders. The department will continue to support you. We ask that you too become stewards of reducing the transmission of the virus by adhering to Governor Bryan's and the department's COVID-19 mitigation protocols. Event organizers and promoters wanting to hold an event outside of the executive orders, Government of the United States Virgin Islands need approval from the Department of Health, Division of Environmental Health. To request to hold an event, party, or function, especially events request form must be submitted to inspection.deh@doh.vi.gov. I'll repeat that. inspection.deh@doh.vi.gov at least 14 days, which is 2 weeks, prior to the event. The form is available online at COVID-19USVI.com. Please also send copies of promotional materials in with your application form. The COVID-19 Task Force will continue to conduct compliance inspection. If found to be out of compliance, a cease and desist order will be issued for the event. Don't forget my ask for you to be stewards of reducing the disease of COVID-19. Here's our current schedule for pop-up vaccination sites throughout the territory. Tuesdays and Thursdays from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. at Cost-U-Less on St. Thomas, and Wednesdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at Port Authority Gravel Lot on St. John. The St. John location also has free COVID-19 testing available. The Department of Health is also providing COVID-19 vaccines on St. Croix at the market formerly known as Plaza Extra West every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in December from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Farmers Market and at the Agricultural Fairgrounds on Center Line Road every Saturday in December from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Increased level of school opening is scheduled for January of 2022. With that said, the current schedule for COVID-19 vaccines for ages 5 to 11 is Tuesdays and Fridays at Maternal Child Health in St. Thomas from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Mondays and Fridays at the community vaccination centers on St. Croix from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Access to vaccine is easy and free. So get your entire family ages 5 and up vaccinated. Schedule an appointment by calling 340-777-8227, 340-777-8227, or by logging on to covid19usvi.com/vaccine. If your child or anyone in your family is homebound, the Department of Health will come to you to vaccinate you, your child, and your family. To keep up with the latest information, including COVID-19 epidemiology and vaccine data, please visit the United States Virgin Islands Department of Health Facebook page or our website, www.covid19usvi.com, and for COVID-19 health information, alerts, text COVID-19 USVI to 888-777. During this holiday season, continue to be mindful. Being mindful makes it easier to savor the pleasures in life as they occur. Mindfulness helps you become fully engaged in activities and creates a greater capacity to deal with adverse events like COVID-19. Remember how blessed you are and how much you have to offer to your friends and family and community on a whole. Take care of you and keep safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Speaking of the Omicron variant, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has shortened the testing window for all international air travelers entering the United States from 3 days to 1. Previously, only unvaccinated travelers had to take a test no more than 1 day before travel. According to the updated CDC order, the reduced time frame aims to provide less opportunity to develop an infection with the Omicron variant prior to arrival in the United States. Effective today, according to the CDC order, air passengers 2 years and older flying into the United States from a foreign country, regardless of vaccination status or nationality, will have to provide a negative test taken within 24 hours of travel. Travelers who can prove that they have recovered from COVID-19 in the last 90 days are exempt. The travel requirements for entry into the U.S. Virgin Islands from the U.S. mainland remain the same. This new travel order from the CDC only, and I repeat, only affects travelers coming to the territory from a non-U.S. destination. And that's air travelers, I should also add. All other travelers entering the territory from the U.S. mainland or any of its insular territories are still required to provide a negative PCR or antigen test taken within 5 days of travel to the United States Virgin Islands, or provide proof of vaccination record completed here in the territory. For those of you who are vaccinated and have not received your booster shot, now is a good time to go ahead and get that done to help better safeguard yourself against this new variant that is out there. In other news, in some non-COVID related news this afternoon that I am sure many of us welcome, we are pleased to announce that the Virgin Islands Bureau of Internal Revenue and the Department of Finance are preparing to issue $25 million in income tax returns starting this week and into next week. This latest run of refunds comprises 10,288 checks, most of which cover refunds due for tax year 2019. As you know, this is part of the Brian Roach administration's continued push to get caught up on past due refunds and its goal to pay income tax refunds in the same year they are filed. So if you have filed your 2019 return on time, are not under audit, or have any other liens or issues, chances are you are one of the 10,288 Virgin Islanders who will be receiving a welcomed Christmas present this week and next week. So that income tax run, that run of income tax refunds covers all of those 2019 tax filers who filed up until May 20th of 2020. So if you're one of those individuals, check your mailbox. You should be receiving a nice welcome surprise this holiday season. So congratulations to all of you. And of course, thank you to all of the hardworking men and women of the Bureau of Internal Revenue and the Department of Finance who make that possible. And of course, the Office of Management and Budget and Governor Bryan and Lieutenant Governor Tregenza Roach. In closing this afternoon, I want to express my sincere condolences to the family and friends of one of my colleagues who served as a mentor and teacher to many of us government spokespeople and public information officers, and an all-around source of information. Jean Griot's passing is a tremendous loss. He was more than his profession. He was a dear friend and a genuinely good person who you could call on at any time. He was never selfish with his wisdom and words of advice, from which I was fortunate to benefit many times. There are a lot of people who wore the shoes I wear today, but in my opinion, John wore them best. My prayer is that he is at peace and that his family and friends find comfort in knowing that his legacy lives through his many accomplishments and the many lives he touched. So I wanted to take that opportunity, this opportunity this afternoon to just say rest in peace, John, and send my condolences out to his family and friends and everybody in the Virgin Islands community who are today mourning his passing. Finally, I want to invite the community, especially those of you who are parents and guardians of young children, to Governor Bryan's children's Christmas parties this year, starting with a drive-through gift-giving event this Thursday, December 9th, in Haven Site from 6 to 9 p.m. There will be music, treats, and of course, gifts for the children. The Governor's Children's Gift Party, Children's Christmas Party continues in Cruz Bay, St. John on Thursday, December 16th, with a similar drive-through event to take place at the entrance of the newly opened St. John Battery. That will also take place from 6 to 9 p.m. And on Sunday, December 19th, in Christiansted, with a drive-through event coming down King Street right in front of Government House and on to Church Street and then Company Street. It promises to be a fun-filled event with fun for the entire family. Please be mindful of the COVID-19 protocols and guidelines so that we can ensure that these activities are not only fun for the entire family, but are also safe. I will take any questions from the media if there are any. I see we have a couple of media joining us this afternoon virtually. We'll go ahead with Suzanne Ellis from the Virgin Islands Source. Go ahead, Suzanne.
Thank you, Richard, and we appreciate those kind words for John and his family. The question I have is for Chief Thomas. Can you tell us what you learned, if anything, from the vehicle that was used in the robbery?
I can't understand the question.
Oh, sorry. The vehicle used in the robbery was on the video, and did you learn anything about the robbers from the ownership of that vehicle? Did that come through? Did you?
Over here having
I don't
some
hear you.
technical difficulties.
I'm sorry.
If you can hear me or Suzanne, Chief Thomas, but she was asking about the vehicle that was on the surveillance video, if there was any information on the ownership or the whereabouts of that vehicle, that particular vehicle.
Yes, there was. That vehicle was recovered by VIPD approximately 3/4 of a mile from the Havenside area. So that vehicle is in our custody. I am seeking, or what we are seeking, VIPD is seeking, is that if anyone might have seen this vehicle prior to the incident and knows who normally operate that vehicle, to notify or give us a name of who normally operate that vehicle. That's what we are seeking. But the vehicle is currently in our custody.
And so the ownership didn't lead you to any suspects? The registration?
No, because the vehicle was reported stolen sometime in November.
Thank you.
Questions? Suzanne, are you there? Do you have any additional questions before we move on?
Oh, no. Thank you. Thank you. I'm good.
Okay, thank you, Suzanne. All right, next we have Ernice Gilbert from the Virgin Islands Consortium. Ernice, go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, Richard.
Hey, good afternoon.
Two questions, one for you and one for the commissioner.
Sure.
Relative to the Inspector General's audit that came out last week, what is Government House's stance, opposition on that audit? Any statements, any concerns, any changes that the governor would like to see as a result of the audit?
Well, certainly, I mean, you know, the governor's position has been the same since taking office, we're really focused on the future of the Water and Power Authority and not necessarily its past. This audit does raise some important questions, but if you can remember, one of the first things that the governor tried to do and is currently still committed to doing is refinancing the vital debt that WAPA has. That is really one of WAPA's main financial constraints at the moment, and it's preventing the authority from doing a lot of things effectively that it needs to do now in the present to be able to bring more effective and efficient services to the Virgin Islands community. And so that's what we're really focused on at this current juncture. I think that, you know, the findings in the audit, the information that came about from that was well known for quite some time now, and the individuals who can speak best to those findings and provide any information to inform what decision making what went into or what informed that decision making at the time are those individuals who were there during the time those decisions were made. So that's all. That's what we have to say from Government House's perspective. Again, we are laser focused on the future of the authority, bringing renewables onto the grid, hardening the grid, and just moving forward with the future of the authority.
All right, Richard. Thanks for that. So the Department of Health Commissioner, so can we get some clarity on the 50% or the 50 people capacity for events, right? So what I'm hearing is that there might be a distinction between businesses and individuals who want to hold events. And we're speaking relative to the governor's latest executive order. What I'm hearing, and you could correct me if that's not true, is that the 50%, the 50-person capacity is for individuals who are looking to have events, right? So a baby shower, for example. However, as it relates to businesses, they're allowed to have 100 persons, and again, we're speaking about events that that includes folks who are not vaccinated. Is that so, or can you give me some clarity on that?
Okay, the governor really wanted to expand a little bit more, so the last executive order does show that it's 100%. I'm sorry, it's 75% or 100. No more than 100. So and those are the businesses that we're looking at this point in time. We try to do, and we focus on not only the percentage, but the percentage of vaccinated individuals that are attending these functions as well. And so we do have individuals, like I said, who are going out and monitoring. We are working with them so that they too can fully understand what they're going to regulate as they move around or traverse the territory. And I think thus far we've been very successful. There've been one or two where, you know, we've reviewed the cases for restaurants or bars that have been closed down, or events in general. But if they go by the guidance, if you have an event this evening, we know that you're going by the guidance. If we help educate you and you change your behavior at that point in time, we don't close you down right away. But if we see that consistent flow, we go back in the evening or later on in the night, which we see that you're still not adhering to the guidance, we don't have a choice but to place a cease and desist order on you. We'll really try to work with the general public, especially this being the holiday season. We want everyone to be happy, but we want everyone to be safe. Safety is priority.
So I have thanks, Commissioner. I got a few follow-ups there. Can you please expound on what it means that those task force individuals also check for the capacity, the amount of folks who are vaccinated as compared to unvaccinated at any particular event or gathering? How are they to know that? With
the events, they're approved by the Department of Health. We request the list of attendees. Even the ones we ask, that's why we ask for everything 2 weeks in advance. so we can have all of that information that's needed
So
through.
I'm not speaking to the events that the 250 capacity. I'm just speaking about regular opening based on the executive order that allows for 100 individuals at any given event, right? So not those that where you need approval for. How can a task force member determine who is vaccinated or unvaccinated? Or did I did I got that, did I misread what you were trying to say?
You misread, or maybe I didn't explain it well enough. It's a balance of the two, Bernice. Those individuals, when we have businesses, of course, there's no way for us to know. I was speaking more so of the organized events that we can manage.
Okay. And Commissioner, lastly, you spoke of a balance that task force members try to keep, right? And, a lot of these outfits call me, me in particular, because I know a lot of them. And I know of this one particular matter where it was blatant abuse of power. Or those individuals don't know what they are doing. They don't know what the executive order says, right? And so, while I know this particular matter was resolved, this task force member stepped into a facility where folks were seated with masks, and that facility had not arrived at its 100 capacity. It was an event celebrating an anniversary where funds were given away, where folks hadn't paid whatever they had bought, and this task force member shut them down. And so the facility lost money, and it was just not a good situation. Are those task force members being educated on how to go about and do these things? And are there any repercussions that the department has taken or can take when folks overstep their powers?
First of all, you know that it is controlled by VIPD, but there are several different departments that take responsibility for that, health being one of them. But of course, Director Harris and I, we remain in contact communication together, and those individuals who do not adhere to the guidance that we have placed for the guidance, of course, they are held accountable. But to say what's being done, that's a human resources issue, you know that. So what is being done, we can't say. But prior to holding them accountable, full re-education is always conducted. And I'm meeting with Attorney Bourne within the next couple of days to make sure that everyone fully understands. And I think it's also a matter of not just understanding, but looking at what's going on within the surrounding and ensuring that everything is in compliance, and then we go from there. So we continue to work, and we're all human beings. Errors are occurring, but they're very minimal in how they're occurring, so we'll continue to work with the public. Like I said, fun, important, safety first.
All right, Commissioner, thank you. Richard, thanks.
Thank you, Ernice. We have someone from the Virgin Islands Daily News on the line virtually. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. This is Sarah Kirkpatrick with the Virgin Islands Daily News.
Good afternoon.
And I just had a quick question for the Health Commissioner. I was wondering if the COVID-19 vaccination rate numbers had been updated to reflect the new census population data.
I wish I could answer you and say yes, it has. We've had several conversations with the Department of Health and Human Services. Last week, Friday, we met with Region 2. And I have to tell you that New York, New Jersey, and Puerto Rico are everyone suffering from the same, when is it going to happen? And for some reason, Tiberius is waiting until they get all the data from all the states. Once they're finished, that's when they're going to begin updating the information. Of course, they've gotten our information first and foremost, so we're on top of the pile for it to be changed over, but it hasn't occurred yet. Thanks for the question.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you. That is it for questions today, and that concludes this afternoon's briefing. Remember, wear your mask, practice social distancing, and get the vaccine now that it is available. Thank you, and we'll see you next Monday.